Asgards Wrath 2 just dropped, and so far it's the AAA game we've been wanting to come to Quest, but it's not perfect. Asgards Wrath 2 is a VR epic action RPG that pushes the standards for what a VR game is supposed to be without having to borrow from existing IPs to be successful. Like Assassin's Creed, it builds its own world, characters, lore, and combat. The best part of Asgards Wrath 2 is that within 6 to 10 hours, I still have not finished the game. I don't want to be that guy, but the game on Quest looks objectively bad, but still impressive that it's even on standalone. Both can be true. That's coming from someone that prefers playing on Quest to PC, and hopefully we get a Quest 3 patch in the future. It's sad to me this game won't come to PC because like Arizona Sunshine 2, it's like playing a different game on both platforms. It's missing a lot of the particle effects like sand in the air, shadows, good lighting, and the high-res textures and character models. Graphics isn't everything, but it adds to the ambiance, to the world's aesthetic. But before we get into the comparison, the game itself is Game of the Year material. The scale of the world is amazing and vast. The story is very fitting for the game. The gameplay, although clunky and unresponsive in intense movements, it works great for the most part. The Quest 2 version, where most people will be playing until the Quest Lite comes out, looks amazing. Switching between both headsets, the Quest 2 version almost has no downside. For the scale of the world and how in-depth the game gets on later, I would call you crazy if the game were to drop on the start of Quest 2's launch. It shows that it's possible to create epic VR adventures on mobile headsets without having to drop epic proportions of money. And now with the performance. In Quest 2, the game runs amazing. I had to record with MetaQuest Developer Hub casting through OBS as the game takes full advantage of the power of the Quest 2. As recording inside of the headset, it would result in a crash or create stutter hell. Inside both headsets, the game looks better with less compression and not as washed out with the colors. On Quest 3, the game looks the same. No Quest 3 upgrade has come yet. Disappointing, but it's planned maybe within the future. And it's also crazy because as soon as the game launched, it got bombed with 1-star reviews. Optimization for Quest 2 with 72 Hz is an achievement in itself. The devs put a lot of focus ensuring those on Quest 2 got an equal version without resulting to application space warp like Assassin's Creed VR. And this is an odd launch. Devs has said the Quest 3 runs the game at 90 Hz, although it's set at 72. You can set it to 90 or 120 Hz while also increasing the resolution on Quest Games Optimizer, as there is almost twice the headroom, seeing the GPU and CPU usage. Playing the game on Quest 3, it really feels like a Quest 2 game. There are also texture pop-ins, with the game having resolution scaling in-game. As soon as you get closer to objects, they look better, but as you get farther, they look worse. And the launch of this game is odd. One of my critiques is I wouldn't have an issue that the game didn't release with a Quest 3 upgrade, but it kind of makes the release of a Quest 3 redundant with the fact that the game is made by a first-party studio with Meta's bucket loads of ad money. In the Quest 3 launch trailer of the headset, it also showed Asgards Wrath 2 with the title of Faster and Smoother Experiences. That is true, but nothing pushes the Quest 3 as Quest 2 runs the game perfectly fine. If you play this game on Quest 2, you're not missing anything. It's odd by the fact that it's bundled with the Quest 3, implying that it'll receive an upgrade, and it didn't. Asgards Wrath 2 is still a great game, but weird to not accompany it with a Quest 3 upgrade 2 months after launch. When you compare it to Asgards Wrath 1 that was on PC to Asgards Wrath 2, you can see the downgrade, but you see the upgrade in the gameplay mechanics and the story, but the graphics took a noticeable hit. I would take the game any day in this state of not getting a Quest 3 upgrade over not getting the game. But it leaves you thinking, what could have been possible if they pushed the boundaries? What if they brought it to PC VR but through the Oculus app? And another thing that I wanted to mention was combat. There are 3 difficulties: easy, medium, hard. I like to play games that I like and willing to spend time on the hardest difficulty. It's a challenging game, but there is a parry system where you have to counter with putting your sword up and slicing up or down, and most of the time it doesn't work. You need to have Jason Bourne instincts to even get a parry. The combat, although not Boner Lab or Sorcery and Blade level of physics, it works, but it's clunky at times. Best part is being able to throw your weapons and retrieve heads or objects. And Asgards Wrath 2 is probably my personal game of the year, but if Jeff Keighley is willing to make it, it will probably win game of the year. I will take my time finishing the game, 100% of the story done, then replay it again for sure. and then replay it again after the Quest 3 upgrade comes. And maybe it leaves exclusivity and we're able to play it on the PC VR. I played again and again. The optimization to bring a full title on Quest 2 is a feat, but playing it, you can tell the sacrifices had to be made. Hopefully we get a Quest 3 upgrade in due time in 2024. PC VR version would be godsend. I'm loving the game, it's a system seller, but Meta's in a weird position where selling Quest 2 headsets is the easier move. It's $250 less than the Quest 3, but they are incentivizing people who purchase the Quest 3 with Asgards Wrath 2 for free. Now we're moving to rumors of a Quest Lite, which will have an easier time to sell than the Quest 3 as it positions itself as a lowered budget headset. And Meta's just at an odd position where people want graphics, but they don't push them immediately. They wait down the line, down the pipeline. Asgards Wrath 2 gets me hyped because if the game becomes the standard, the sky is the limit for VR. Nothing in the game to appeal to the masses with a mature rating and the intense movement of the game and also the enemies. I'm stoked to finish up the game, but let me down that we didn't get a Quest 3 upgrade. And yeah, that's all. If you liked the video, hit the like button, comment down below, subscribe for more, and until the next video, bye!